Good evening. Welcome to 5 Minutes and Cut. I'm Delvin Sadler.
And the Enigma Knowledge Base team.
Yes, today is another week, and we are here to shoot this show. And today we are gonna talk about two persons that maybe you'll be in agreement, maybe you're not in agreement, but you're gonna get it from us, Knowledge Base and I. So, what do you have to say, Knowledge Base?
Well, we should recap the previous show. I saw that. DJ Shakur took it to them raw, wickedly. Right here, mix extraordinaire, DJ Shakur.
It's a man with talent,
Big up your damn self, yo.
Straight, you are gonna go places. So, with that said, let's get into today's show. And today we're going to be talking to you. Today, the first person I'm going to talk about is Dr. Umar Johnson. And this man is a Pan-Africanist, a psychologist, and he works with families that has children with attention deficit disorder. That is African families, like African American families. So, a question was posed to Dr. Umar Johnson stating, what do you think about interracial marriages? Is he in agreement with it? And clearly he believes that a black man must marry a black woman. And he strongly believes that the black man is for the black woman and there should be no places for interracial marriages. Knowledge Base, what do you think of this?
Delvin, I will quote one of my idols, Peter Toss. Bullshit.
Lord of mercy.
Bullshit, Dr. Umar Johnson. I am the blackest of the blackest of the blackest of the blackest Pan-Africanists. I've been studying black people, black consciousness, black liberation, enslavement of our mind. I understand the issues historically of people of the darker hue. I should be like you and be a racist, but I am not a racist. I cannot be.
Right.
I'm a human being. I love people. There are things that have happened to us over the years, and when I say us, I mean people of the darker hue, that would make yourself cringe. But what should I do? Go back and start a whole revolution? I know you mean well, and I know you want the best for your people. I want the best from all people, including myself and black people. We are in a deficit and we need to catch up. But you have a way how to do it, and I'm not bringing it down because people might say, well, it's another black man trying to tear down another black man, but we can correct ourselves. Yes, we can agree to disagree on certain topics, and when you see bullshit, then you can just call out bullshit. As it relates to the topic that you just mentioned, when it becomes love, people love each other, irrespective of what people look like. You can't bring race into one's relationship or who one chooses to love. When you do something like that, then you create a paradox where people start to hide and love each other, and at the same time the blossoming of this love as a human family, it does not get to take hold. What I think you're trying to insinuate is that the black woman is being left behind, but what you don't understand, that half of what is going on with respect to the black woman, with respect to being in a family setting, stems from the black man. You might then counter the argument and say, well, there are other social factors that people of the lighter hue have created, such as laws that put black men in prison, the feminization of the black man, which that's another topic for another day, which has forced many black men into homosexual behavior. I am not agreeing with this. That's just one of the arguments that you might come with. But what I'm trying to tell you, Mr. Dr. Umar Johnson, that as it relates to people loving each other, you should let it be. Your question that you pose, and I'm sorry Delvin, but this is going to take a while. Your question that you pose, that you don't have any respect for a black man that marry a white, it's the other way around, a white,
black man,
black
woman, yeah.
that marries a white woman.
Yeah.
Sorry. That is just bullshit. What about the other way around? If you don't respect the black man that marry a white woman, what about the white man that marry a black woman? Do you have respect for him? Do you have respect for a white man? You might say it's not a lot, but I know a lot of them who have taken up responsibility of black women and take up black children that are not theirs because they love this black woman. What do you say about those men?
Yes.
Okay, do you have respect for those men? That's my counter argument to you, Mr. Dr. Umar Johnson. Delvin, how do you see it?
You know, we would have loved to have Dr. Umar Johnson on 5 minutes uncut because we are not afraid to debate.
I am not afraid to debate
anyone,
sir.
You see what I mean? And you are a doctor. I mean, people question is.
I don't have any doctorate.
People question.
I just have knowledge. That's it.
People question how he gets it, but we would like to have a debate with you, Dr. Umar Johnson. So if you're listening, we're inviting you on 5 minutes uncut, so you can have a dialogue with us.
Open dialogue.
Open dialogue.
Truth.
But you know, knowledge base, you've hit the points dead on. But last night you had a barbecue at your house.
Yes, man, a big soiree.
And it was.
That's why my voice is gone. Big soiree, dancehall style. Everybody out.
It was
chicken, pork,
diverse.
shrimp.
That's where I want to get with.
Yes.
It was diverse.
Indeed.
Diverse couples.
Yes.
Were there.
Yes.
And I didn't see anybody pointing fingers at anybody.
No.
Because we were human beings having fun together. And the divide that you're trying to create with the hues, darker hue, lighter hues, only ignorant people would actually take you up on that. But we who don't see hues but see human beings, we will not stand for that. Because we're not going backward. We don't want the races to be segregated. We want togetherness. And oh, it looks so good, knowledge base, to see the youths walking side by side as a family. It is a beautiful thing, don't you think?
It's a wonderful thing.
Why would we want to go back? Why don't we go forward with love? And that's what it is. The sharing of love. And if you're sharing love, why would you be against that, my brother? Why would you be against that? Why? Could it be that something inside of you is not correct? Like your heart? Maybe your heart needs to be changed to see people as people. And people going forward together. The race is going forward together. So, I'm inviting you on 5 minutes uncut. Knowledge Base is inviting you, Dr. Umar Johnson,
please come
on 5 minutes uncut. That we give you some love on the show. Because maybe he needs love.
And what will defeat you, sorry Mr. Umar Johnson, Delvin, what will defeat you, sir, is love. Why? Because you have educated and re-educated yourself on the minor and not focus on the major.
That is it.
Nothing can beat love.
Nothing can beat love. And what we want to say is, give love a try. On to the next question. Alright, knowledge base. This segment that I'm going to touch here is a situation here in Canada, all of Canada. All our citizens, we are affected by this one particular question that I'm going to pose to you. So, I want you to deal with it, but I'm going to give a backdrop on it. There is a man called Omar Khadr.
Omar Khadr.
Yes, he's nasty in the news right now. He is the one being highlighted, and the reason for this is this. This was a man that fought in the Afghan war against the West. He is considered to be a youth terrorist. Yes, he was on the battlefield with his father, and he was actually he was actually implicated in a crime of killing a U.S. soldier on the battlefield. So, he was imprisoned in Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. And this man, at the time, he was 14 years old. Yes, so he was a youth. Our government went and see him, and that was a violation of his Charter of Rights because they interrogated him. And now the government saying we are now gonna settle a case with him because violation of his Charter of Rights. So he won, or should I say, the government settled on a case to pay him out of $10,000.
$10 million.
$10 million. So, the public is in uproar. The government said they had no choice. Knowledge base. How do you see this nasty situation, Omar Khadr?
Well, this is a quagmire. Where do I start? Let's start here first. Why was he in Afghanistan? He was in Afghanistan because of ideologies. I don't really support his cause. You know I don't. The world know I don't. From what happened on the UK thing. I don't try to give these people any form of airplay. But anyway, he has some ideology that he and his family were promoting. He was in a war. The US soldiers were there to kill him. He was there to kill the US soldiers. People died on the battlefield. He became a prisoner of war.
Yeah.
Where the things got dicey is when they took him to Guantanamo Bay. That typically, that's not how you treat a prisoner of war. You don't waterboard him. You don't give him sleep deprivation. You don't play rock music to his ear all day. It's alleged that their Quran was torn up in front of them. It's alleged, I wasn't there. It's alleged that all kind of heinous things happened to this young man, and the Canadian government supported and aided this. These are not my words. This is in the news. I was not there. Alleged. Okay, let me put that disclaimer out there. Please do not attack me or try to sue me. I was not there. This is what was reported in the news. If what these allegations were, what that came out into what the Canadian government did or supported, then they have something to answer for. As a Canadian citizen, irrespective of what he did, he's still a Canadian citizen and also a minor child. The laws of this country must be upheld for all citizens. Bad one, good one, indifferent, terrorist, whatever. Whoever you are a Canadian. Okay? Let the laws in Canada decide. You don't go outside of the law. You are the government. You must uphold the law. You created the law. That's why we put you in power. But I will give you some credence here. It was an extreme time. We did not know where we were going as it relates to what was happening. It's a very scary time. I must, put that in a box out there so people could understand. The world was changing at that time, and we didn't know what is right from wrong, and these people are extremists. So the only way to kill alligators is to stab them in the gut. There's no other way. You can't kiss alligator, okay, and try to love them. But that's another story. What I'm saying is that Mr. Omar Khadr, you need to go sit down, because what are you being compensated for? To be honest, what are you pushing? You're already is a traitor to your country. Even if you don't want to accept it and say you're a child. When I was 14, I know well who I was and what I was about. You knew when you threw that grenade what your intentions were. You were throwing water balloons. You know it wasn't a water balloon. You know it was a grenade, and you know it's gonna blow up, and you know the casualty that it would have caused. No one put that grenade in your hand. Why didn't you just swallow the grenade? Since you want to kill somebody. Swallow the grenade. But you know what? Let me take that back. I'm not saying you should kill yourself. What I was trying to say is that you understood your action when you were doing it. That was my point. The previous comment was just for laughter, right? You knew well what you were doing. So to now come and say, well, you know, they treated you badly. What did you expect when you came back here? Like, we didn't know what your intentions were to destroy this country.
Hold on, knowledge.
Yes.
He said that he was actually brainwashed by his father.
Okay.
That's his argument.
So he does not know right or wrong.
So, with that said though, was his right violated as a result
Yes,
of the
his rights.
brainwashing?
I gave the Canadian government their tongue lashing already. they violated his rights, his civil rights.
It's civil rights.
Yes.
But him being brainwashed
That
and on
has
the
nothing to do
battlefield
with
as a
it.
minor, because his other brothers were also on the battlefield and on his
Listen
dad,
to me.
and they died.
Listen to
right?
me.
So
He was not 2 years old. Okay? I think for baptism, you Christian people can jump up on me here. I think after 12 years is when they say that you can accept the Lord and Savior. So you should have some form of understanding where your life is going at 12. You understand who you are, right? A lot of things are changing. Unless he has some mental problem where he's actually 14 but he's 2, then he has no argument.
so he's a child soldier.
He was a soldier.
He was a soldier.
He knew right from wrong, right? He could have said, no, I'm not doing that.
So what am I asking you here, knowledge base? And I want you
Yeah.
to hit this nail on the head. Even though he was a minor, what you're saying is that his actions, he should be accountable for them as well?
Yes, hell yeah. Yes, you should be accountable for your action. And to now act like you're thou holy. That's how it seems to me in the media. Maybe you can counter this. It seems as if you were some poor, innocent baby person.
He said he was brainwashed though, you know what I
He was
mean?
pushed out there. Listen, man. I'm being brainwashed every single day. From I was 2 until now.
You didn't kill anybody.
And I didn't kill anybody. Okay? Not
You
that I
didn't steal from
didn't
people.
steal from people.
Yeah.
I didn't do all these things.
No.
So I don't.
I was conscious from a younger age
Yes.
of my behavior and attitude and what is expected of me. So I don't know.
So then the bigger question to you, Mr. Khadr, you have solved this brainwash situation. Can you be re-brainwashed? I hope not, sir.
He's being rehabilitated.
I hope you're being rehabilitated, sir, for the sake of everyone here. And you know what?
You know the question knowledge base, let me cut you off for a second. It's actually the family of the soldier that died, you know, and even the people that he may have killed prior to that. So what about the compensation to these families? I think this money should actually go to these families, you know, rather than to him. If he's that remorseful of his behavior, why don't he just give the money to the soldier's family?
That's for him to decide, but you have to also take into consideration that yes, he was a minor and what is that? Maybe 14 years of his life, is it 10 years or 14 years of his life was taken away from him. But it's his action that caused this. So we have to balance this carefully. We have what is it called when you're a minor and you commit a murder here?
Young offenders.
Yes, he was a young offender. So those type of laws that we have here in this country should have been put towards him. He shouldn't have been waterboarded and humiliated and his toenails or whatever being plucked out.
It shouldn't have been interrogated, but he was captured by another foreign entity, but the government
he's our citizen.
Yeah.
That's where I blame the Canadian government. You need to protect your one. If it's Omar today, then who is it tomorrow? You need to protect your one.
So that I agree with, but the fact is, the government had no choice, but that's what they said, but to settle it. It could have been 10 million or 100 million.
As it relates to the money, Delvin, Omar, keep the money.
Keep the money.
You want to get waterboard?
No, I'm not saying that, but I mean...
The man get waterboard, who to tell what happened to his anus?
I think out of a goodwill gesture, he should now take the money and give it to the family.
Listen, Omar, if you feel like...
He's alive, you know. The soldier is dead.
Then if the soldier got an opportunity to kill Omar, what do you think would have happened?
No,
I'm asking you that direct question.
He would have murdered him, of course.
Yeah, so
at the battlefield.
Listen, this might come off cold, but the soldier, to be honest with you, I empathize with his family and I surely I do not want to see a life taken. But if you take a job of being a soldier, there's a very, 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 very high probability
You're going to die.
you're gonna die. That's the job, right? So it's not like he was a regular citizen just walking on his merry way and Omar threw a grenade. It was a war. Things like that happen in war. So the family out there, don't believe I am thinking that you should die or whatever. I'm just telling the people what a soldier's life is all about, right?
Okay, now let's wrap up
Yes.
this section. So people, give us your comment on this sticky situation here. We're not going to wrap up the show. Okay, knowledge please. We're going to wrap up the show. So, talking about, we talk about Dr. Umar Johnson and we talk about Omar Khadr. How do you feel about the show today?
The show was very informative, and I hope the people get a broad sense of what is going on out there.
Yeah.
And what we need to do is to reframe how we think about each other, how we treat each other, how we interface with each other. And from the onset of this show, it's about eradicating this thing called you.
That's it.
People need to see people as people.
And
Okay?
it's our motto and our slogan, People Nation. Because we don't care about color. It's all about you, human beings.
Yes.
People Nation. So what would you like to say to the fans, Knowledge Base, your People Nation?
Well, this show is, I'm out there in the streets, and believe it or not, people are catching on to the show. Yes, I'm going to tell you straight up, people say the show too long, people say too short. We want you to tell us how you want us to frame the show, because we want you to watch, we want you to get the best out of the show, because we have a lot to teach and a lot to give you guys. And we want you, everybody out there, to tune into the show and be entertained and educated.
So yes, what Knowledge Base is trying to tell you is that we want you to like, subscribe, and we want you to share because we want to broaden the base of the show because we are going to move to bigger and better things for this show. So this is a middle point where we're at with the show. So until next week, what we want to say is peace out.